City Council regular meeting, July 27th, 2021. City Council Chambers, 6 p.m., 938 Fresno Street. Notice this meeting will be held in accordance with Executive Order N29-20 issued by California Governor Gavin Newsom on March 17, 2020. The Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950, and the Federal Americans with Disability Act. This meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate in the meeting via video conference at https://zoom.us/j/9796009491 with the passcode of 683178, and via teleconference by calling 669-900-6833, meeting ID 979-6009-4913 with the passcode of 683178, and will be given the opportunity to provide public comment. Let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
That sure is hard to sync up. Oh, sorry.
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Our prayer tonight is, oh Lord, this meeting has occurred because we want to do good for your people. I pray that we do not grow weary while doing this good thing. For the due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. I believe that you will guide us in this meeting so that the results can be seen days, months, and even years after today. We come expecting to make a mark on this earth that is significant, but we can only do it with your guidance. Amen.
Amen.
Item number 4, roll call.
Councilmember Ball,
Present.
Councilmember McDonald,
I'm here, thank God.
Councilmember Pimentel,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Candia,
Here.
Mayor Graham.
Here. Item number 6, ceremonial matters. There are none tonight. Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Newman, you want to address that?
Thank you, Mayor. Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment at this time can do so by one of 3 ways. By pressing the raised hand button under the participant tab, it will get you in line for public comment. If you're calling in by phone, you can press *9 and that will get you in line for public comment. Or alternatively, you can send the host a message in the chat channel and we will read your comment into the record. I'll give members of the public an opportunity to raise their hands, and I'll go through the list.
There's nobody on there.
And I do not see any hands raised at this time, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And maybe I said it, maybe I didn't. I didn't ask though, but we'll go jump back to it real quick. Item number 5, declarations of conflicts of interest. Are there any tonight before we get into business? Seeing none, we'll go down to number 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of July 13th, 2021 meeting. D, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Newman accepting the Yellow Street Pedestrian Improvements Federal Aid Project, CML-5172, apparent 029, as complete, authorizing the city clerk to record a notice of completion with the Stanislaus County and authorizing the city manager to make final payment of retention funds to TBS contractors. E, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Newman accepting the Main Street Roadway Rehabilitation Federal Aid Project number STPL-5172, apparent 030, and complete, and authorizing the city clerk to record a notice of completion with the Stanislaus County, and authorizing the city manager to make final payment of retention funds to Hensley's Paving and General Engineering Incorporation. F, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Newman accepting the Fig Lane pedestrian improvements, federal aid project number CML-5172, apparent 031, as complete, authorizing the city clerk to record a notice of completion with the Stanislaus County, and authorizing the city manager to make final payment of retention funds to TBS contractors. And G, adopt resolution 2021 next number, a resolution approving an agreement with the California State Department of Transportation for maintenance of improvements on California State Route 33 right-of-way by permit number 1021-6CD-0250. Council?
Second. Second.
I move that we, I move that we agree to adopt the consent calendar.
Do I have a first? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 5-0. Item 9, public hearings. There are none tonight. Item 10, regular business. A, consider financial requests from the Newman Fall Festival Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. So attached as part of your package, there's a copy of a letter from the Newman Fall Festival Committee. I know the chairman is on board tonight as part of the meeting. Oh, yeah, there she is. Okay, and so they're going to want to, they're asking you for a request here and a little bit of a background. I think last year was supposed to be the 50th anniversary, and unfortunately we didn't get to have that one last year. So we're calling this one our 50th annual or 50th Fall Festival. And I know the committee's been working really hard on this, try to make it a great event for the entire community. And our staff has been working with them in the police department, and Chief Bowen's in there, and as well as Allie. One of the things that they originally wanted to do was have a fireworks show as part of the celebration. They did not have any luck with the school district in terms of finding a site to launch the fireworks. Public Works staff and I and myself were kind of trying to find a place. I think we may have something to run by Miss Eddington and her fireworks purveyor to see if that's still something they want to do. But anyways, they've submitted a financial request to you guys. In my letter there, I just kind of gave you a little bit of background. In the past, historically, we have not necessarily given cash donations as part of a sponsorship. Our sponsorship is more included as a in-kind, where we donate a lot of hours to the preparation of the parks and other facilities. We provide the security with the police department in there, and then Allie does a great job running a kids zone in the middle of it. And so that's how we've made our contributions. But as the letter kind of indicates, this is kind of more of a special type year, it being the 50th anniversary. And so so you have that request before you. And I know Miss Eddington is online tonight. She may want to give you some background in terms of what's going on and what they would like to see. And so that's all that I had. And I can answer any questions, Mayor, or members of the council. If not, again, Miss Eddington is online, and I'm sure she can answer any questions you may have for her.
Does anybody have any questions for Michael? Okay. Any questions for Miss Eddington? And would Miss Eddington like to talk?
I would just like to say, it's a pleasure meeting you, Christina. And, thanks for doing such a wonderful job, working with Allie. And we've been waiting, almost a year now, for the Fall Festival. And this has been a really big theme for our city, and it takes, lots of work and dedicated people. So I just wanted to just reach out and say thank you so much for your dedication.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Christine, do you have anything that you'd like to go over with us?
I can add some stuff. So of course, this is going to be our 50th. Not technically, last year should have been our 50th. But because we didn't have one due to COVID, we're calling this year the 50th. And we know that historically the city doesn't usually give contribution financially. And we're grateful for all the things that they usually do. I work in hand with Catherine and Perfecto and Allie, and they're great help in making sure that the park gets ready and helping with the kids. And we're just grateful for all of that. But that being said, with COVID, financially, everything have gone up this year for operational expense. We had hoped that we were going to have extra funding to help pay for the fireworks show, but we will not have enough that we were hoping for. So we were going to come to you and see if you would like to help fund that. If not, then we're just going to drop the whole idea of the fireworks show and it just won't happen, which is okay. I was really hoping that it would happen, but sometimes things just don't work out and you kind of just move on. But our plan was, if you guys were going to be able to help us with this, that we would also open it up to the community to help pitch in and contribute to it, because I feel that the community need to get involved as well. And I know City of Gustine does that at their fireworks show, and they ask for contribution, and so we would do the same thing. We have a Venmo account set up that we can get contribution that way, and we'll also have boxes if we have the fireworks show, so that we can get contribution that way as well. The fireworks show runs roughly about $1,000 per minute. So we were hoping an 8 to 10 minute show possibly. I have the letter on there. I don't know. Do you guys have any questions or thoughts on any of that?
Do you have any businesses donating at this time or would be willing to donate? Corporations?
So we have businesses that are sponsoring, but they're sponsoring the whole festival. So we didn't ask for any specific donation for the fireworks show because we didn't really want to publicly announce that we were having this. So we haven't said anything except for you guys that we were hoping and planning to have a fireworks show. So we can open it up to them too after, if we for sure know that we're going to have this.
Does the council have anything?
Yeah, I would like to say, Mayor, is that, past years we've been donating to the city of Gustine for their fireworks show. And I know that they not had one, I guess, since the COVID, and either they did do something, but like we've been donating to them. And I see that maybe it's the possibility that we could look in terms of maybe skipping that donation that we did with Gustine to apply it to our festival.
Michael, do you know?
I'm sorry, what was that, Mayor?
To be able to donate to Gustine's fireworks show?
It's been a few years. They asked us a few years ago when we did that, yes.
Well, this with a year gone because of COVID and everything that's been going on, and the 50th, I would like to see the possibility of a fireworks show. I don't know how Chief Bowen is excited about that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But
And what happens if it's too windy?
For our community, if we can do it safely, I would be willing to donate up to in my personal opinion, and if the council is on board, up to $5,000, but matching whatever you get from businesses and community towards that, if that makes sense. Did you catch that, Michael?
I did.
Does anybody else from the committee have it, or from the board have any other ideas?
What happens if it's too windy and you can't have it? Do we get our money back?
No.
Because it gets windy here at nights, guys. In Newman, you never know what's going to get at nighttime. That's just something to think about.
I can find out for you.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. See if you get a return if it's too windy, because they won't blow them up over 15 miles an hour. So.
Okay, so I'll ask them, weather permitting, if there's anything pertaining.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
I hate to pay all this money and then get nothing out of it.
Okay.
That's all.
Keith, do you have any input on this, Chief?
Me and Christine have talked in the past, and as long as she has her pyrotechnician contact us, provide a full plan, we're supportive in it. It does require some standby staffing for us, but it's normally one person, like the prevention officer. So we're for it. We've talked about a few locations, and
Okay. All right, well, I'll bring it back to the council. I gave a recommendation. It's up to you, you know, if anybody has any questions or have any direction.
Mayor, I move to approve the financial request from the Newman Fall Festival Committee.
I'll second it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mayor.
Oh, real quick on that, Scott, do you want to do just a straight $5,000 donation or matching towards what they can recruit to get to maybe the full 10?
We'll start with the $5,000 with the hope that we get some matching funds in order for it to be longer than 5 minutes, for example.
Okay, so.
And I'll second that, Mayor.
5,000. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. There you go. You're welcome. Good luck. Thank you for your hard work on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. Item 10, regular business. Number B, report on fall harvest farmers market event. Ally?
Evening, Mayor, council members. Coming back at it one more year on the going here. We're going to try to attempt to do what we did last year with Newman Eats and the Farmers Market all in one event. The Newman Chamber of Commerce has requested use of our downtown streets, both the 900 block of Fresno Street and the 1400 block of Main Street for October 7th. I'm sorry, for the months of September and October for 7 consecutive Friday nights. Starting September 10th and ending October 22nd. The downtown plaza will be used for parking and restrooms, so nothing will occur at the plaza, but everything will occur on Fresno and Main Street, just like last time. A map has been provided of where the booth and restaurants will be placed. The same map will be sent to the county. It should be one page behind. The only people allowed to vend alcohol will be the restaurants with ABC permission, and they're at their designated locations. They cannot be in any other location. The chamber will provide a DJ or a small music performance, whichever the county allows us to do. The event organizer has made the request to exclude for exclusive use of the 900 block of Fresno Street and the 1400 block of Main Street. They would like to waive standards for downtown events, for cleanup and deposit, and the insurance reduced to $1 million, and also naming the city as an additional insured. Traffic and crowd control costs that are listed in the standards, also electrical and restroom fee waived. With that, I can answer any questions y'all may have.
I'm excited that you're bringing this back, and I believe it'll be well attended by the community. Any questions for Ally?
Oh,
None? All right. I'll bring it back to the council.
okay. I'm mind blocked. What am I supposed to say?
That you accept and agree upon what she.
Oh, that, yeah. Wait. Like I said, this medication's got me weird. Or this date analyst, fiscal impact. I move for the Fall Festival Harvest events.
Accept the reason. Yes.
What more do I need to read?
You got it close enough. We have a first. Do we have a second?
That's a second for me.
Man,
We got first and second. All in
I
favor?
suck tonight. Whew.
Aye.
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 Carries 5-0. Item number C. Provide direction regarding a potential increase to the salaries of the city council members and mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll go ahead and start on this and handle some of that background information. If you have some legal questions, then Nubius will be jumping in as well. So we did get a request from a council member for us to evaluate what is going on countywide as well as outside our county with respect to salaries for city council members and mayors. So what we did is we did a survey. Those results were published in your staff report with respect to how much city council members' salary is in the corresponding cities. Under state law, Newman, which has a population of just under 12,000 people, under state law, you are allowed to be paid up to $300 per month for a city council member. Mayors are allowed to go a little bit higher with some discretion. Then all these salaries are set by a local ordinance, meaning you pass an ordinance setting what those salaries are. And currently, the salaries are $100 for a council member, or $100 for a council member, and $250 for the mayor. So again, if the council so desired and wanted to raise their salaries, you could go up to $300 a month with a new ordinance. However, those salaries would not take effect until a new term of office begins, and that would be in November of 2022, or essentially December of 2023, when the new council would be seated. So this is an informational item that was requested by Councilmember McDonald, and so we're here to answer any questions that you may have at this particular time and provide some guidance to you if that is something that you wish to pursue.
Back to the council for any questions or statements?
Yeah, I have some information I'd like to pass along if I can do this. It's a basic information to support this, the proposal for a salary increase, if I may read it. Is that possible?
Yes, go ahead.
Sure. And it reads like this. It says, the city of Newman's population is between 11 to 12,000, and it is moving upward. In the state of California, there are 482 cities. Newman is the 355th largest city in the state of California. And we are recognized as the most solid city on the west side, becoming the model city in Stanislaus County. That means leadership has played its part. I recognize the leadership and service management in Newman with the mayor and the city council members and keeping the city on track. It has been over 25 years or more since a salary increase for the city council members and the mayor. The time has come to reward this body of leadership and deserving salary. Right now, we only receive $50 per meeting. This is not consistent with the 8 other cities in the county. So I am asking that we increase per meeting $150. That is well rewarded and deserved for this council and the future of council members.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Anybody else would like to speak on it?
Yeah, I would. We don't, I know when I did this, started this 10 years ago, I didn't do this for the money. I did this because I had an interest in the city. I had an interest on the way the city was managed. And so I would be totally against any increase in any type of salary whatsoever.
Thank you, Nick. Scott?
Yeah, not to vote on any item that could financially benefit me in the future. That's reason number one. I would vote no, not to proceed. Secondarily, I don't know that increasing our stipend would necessarily encourage other people to run for council. I'm not seeing the benefit. I would prefer that these funds, which I calculated to be maybe $17,000 a year, Nubia could correct me on that, go towards employee loyalty bonuses, something to that effect. But I with respect, I'm going to have to vote no to proceed at this time.
John, would you like
I got in it too, but it wasn't for the money. I just got in it because I want to be with the public and see what I can do to this town. I'm retired. I really don't need it myself. So sorry.
All right. And for me, Leroy, I tend to agree with you in some aspects, but then I fall back to where Nick is. So I got mixed emotions on this. I kind of fall with Nick and Scott on this. Nick, for one, saying that I didn't get into this for money. It has nothing to do with money. That wasn't my reasoning for ever running in the first place. And it isn't a reason for me sticking around either. And then my biggest conflict with this is me voting for a race for myself. I don't think that's appropriate. And if you guys brought it a different way, I don't know. But personally for me, I would have to vote no, because I can't vote. I personally don't feel comfortable voting for a race for myself. And I don't think it's appropriate. Not that I don't disagree with your logic and that, does that make sense?
If we could put it on a vote on the next year, I mean, for the Newman to vote on it, I mean, we can go that way with it. But yeah, we should let the people decide if we're worth it or not. So that's my.
Well, they do that by re-electing us.
Well, yeah, I'm here for another 3 years, guys.
So that's kind of where I fall. Michael or Nubia, do you guys have any other comments on this?
Michael?
The only other thing I would add is, I think to Councilmember Pimentel's point is, the government code does authorize the council to put this to a vote of the voters. In essence, you would be putting it on the ballot and asking the voters to agree to a raise. One thing to consider with that is that as part of the election process, Stanislaus County runs the elections for the city of Newman. So in essence, the city council would have to authorize an additional ballot measure to be put on the ballot. And there are costs associated with that as well. Yes. So that we don't have that information for you tonight, but it is a possibility. We'd have to look into it for you.
Worth looking into.
Do you recall the cost for ballots in the past?
Our last election, not including the annexation, our last election was around $12,000 to $15,000.
It costs around $12,000 to $15,000 to put on the ballot.
It's money that Newman can't afford. I mean, we can afford it, but I mean, I'd rather see the money go spent somewhere else. Let's update our parks or do something. I mean, I don't need the money, so.
Well, fine. I reject forget it. Don't put it on the ballot. It's just something to bring up.
Well, let me say this, is that basically, it's not that I need the money neither, but I'm just saying that basically, when you look at the cities here on the west side, we have been doing a tremendous job. And basically, whatever Nick is talking about, that's his own feeling about that. But my thing is this, is that the work that we've done, and even before yourself, Scott and John, these men who've become even before me have been doing a tremendous job. And I'm thinking in terms of not just us as board members right now, but the future of the board members that may come along, that basically they be sitting in a position to where they can be appreciated. And it's all about appreciation. It ain't about me trying to say I want a salary or something, because I can do it out there. It's not going to make me or break me, and the key to it is this: I'm retired. So all I'm saying is that I think that we've been doing a tremendous job, even before Scott or John has gotten here. I've been watching these city councilmen doing a tremendous job. And Nick and Case has been around, and they've seen the job that has been done. And I think that, as the council go to say, have been the backbone for the city in terms of how they've been, conducting themselves and making these solid plans for the city to where we're growing. And like I said, it's been known and is recognized that we are the model city on the west side.
Laura, I agree with you. Do you think any of that has to do because we have a desire to be here, not an incentive to be here?
Well, no, I think that we all basically, when I thought about, becoming a city councilman, I thought that I can be an asset for the city. It wasn't about the dollar. It was about basically helping the city grow. And then, I've seen it to where we're becoming more diversified, and to the point where, that African Americans in this city have a voice, and they're not felt, to where they don't have a voice. And I think it's very important that, that we look at diversity in a growing city like the city of Newman.
Okay. Well, I'll bring you back.
Quiet on me now.
What's that?
I said, don't get quiet. Everybody like they got quiet.
Well, we'll bring you back to the council for action or direction.
Go to the police department.
I don't know what kind of motion to make here, but I'm going to make a motion that we not consider a potential increase to the city council members and the mayor at this time.
I second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There you go.
No, was that a no for you, McDonald?
No, I said,
Well, I'm not going to vote on it either way.
oh, he's not voting. Okay. I said aye. Yeah.
Motion carries 4 with 1 sustaining.
Okay.
Did we do that right, Nubia?
Let's take a roll call vote, Mayor. I couldn't figure out who the yes and no's were.
Okay.
So just Mayor, I'll just clarify real quick. The motion is to not move forward with an increase for a council member and mayor's salary at this time.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, that's the motion, and it was duly second. We'll go roll call vote. Councilmember Ball,
I agree with the motion not to proceed.
Councilmember McDonald,
I sustain from even voting yes or no.
Councilmember Pimentel,
I vote no on city council races and mayor raises.
So that would mean an aye on the motion.
Correct.
yes. Mayor Pro Tem Candia,
Aye.
Mayor Graham.
Aye.
Said wrong, should have said aye.
Leroy, I appreciate you bringing that up, and for some of us, it's hard for us to vote on it.
Well, let me say this. I think that we all have a job to do as council people. And it not only that does not land in the hand of just one person, it's all of us who make decisions. And, the body agreed that we should not move forward with it. And basically, that's what would take place. It was just my feeling in terms of the work that has been done, over the period of years. And I still basically take my hat off to the people that are here now, and the people before me have been doing a tremendous job to keep this city focused and strong like it is. I mean, from the chief, from the fire department and the chief of police, these men are great men to the point where they kept us online, and it was us as a body basically, stand behind them and make sure that they are able to, move forward with what they have to do to keep our city safe.
Agreed completely. And thank you.
And that's where the money should be spent, in my opinion. It should be spent on the fire and police department, those to protect the citizens of Newman.
I like it.
Absolutely. All right. Moving on to item number 11, items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor. His and his representative are unable to attend tonight. So we'll move to item number 12, items from the city manager and staff. Michael?
Mayor, just a couple of things that we're working on here that are going to come before you shortly. This is another one that originated in Sacramento, so it's probably going to be not very good. It's called AB 1383. So 1383 means we are going to be forced to add a green waste can here in Newman. So we're working with our trash hauler right now, or refuge hauler right now, to add a third can to Newman. And the third can is supposed to be for your yard waste and your food waste. So they don't want you putting any more food in the trash can. They want you to put it in this third can, and then they'll take it to a composting recycling bin or the like. At this point, that bin would be in our negotiations that we're working with would be picked up at the same time as your regular trash is, not your recycled, but your regular trash. It would be in a bin and it would be picked up weekly. I don't see us going 2 weeks on that one like a recycle one, because if you got food waste and yard waste in there and it's going to be attracting flies and all the other stuff, we pretty much want to get that out of there weekly to minimize the impact on the residents, the yards, and their neighbors. So that's something to look forward to. We're again working with our refuge hauler, Bertlotti, right now on the details of that, what size can, how much it's going to cost. And it's going to be an increased cost to our residents to have this service. But again, it is mandated by the state that it occur in January of the coming year, 2022. So that's something to keep an eye out for. The second item that we're working on, and it's not just Newman, and the mayor may know about this, but it's tax sharing, property tax sharing revenues, and sharing that. So right now, most people would be shocked to hear that Newman gets around 9 cents on the dollar for every property tax you pay. So if your property tax bill is $3,000, we get about 270 of that. And that's to provide your police service and your fire service and all the other services that we provide to our residents. And we're trying right now, I've been selected as part of the city managers group to work on it as a subcommittee to work with the county on trying to increase that share. Under our current agreements, what happens is we annex land into the from the county. The county keeps all the base property tax that was on the property at the time. And then as property develops, maybe they add a house to it or a business, whatever it is, as that increases, the county gets 70% of the increase and we get 30%. Even though we provide all the services, daily services to the residents. With our annexation that just occurred in Northwest Newman, we were able to negotiate a little bit better deal whereby if it's non-residential, meaning if it's business park or commercial, it's 50-50 split with the county. And then on the residential side, instead of only getting 30%, we'll get 40%. So it's a great step in a new direction to help us make sure that development is paying its own way. So when houses and commercial business park comes in, we can afford, the fire and police services necessary to provide to those. So that's something to keep an eye out. I know the mayor's group is really pushing behind this. They want to see some change there. What's interesting is if we were just to pick our city up and move it from Stanislaus County to San Joaquin County, our property taxes that we collect for our community would double. And so, that's how low on the totem pole we are. You could double it by just moving into the county, one county north. So it's interesting how this all plays out. It goes way back to Proposition 13 and AB 8, and it's quite cluttered, but hopefully we'll get some clarity to it and bring some more tax dollars here that our residents are paying, keep that here for them to provide services to them. So those are the two things that I had that are forthcoming. And I know there was a conversation today on our items today about the pay and all that. I just wanted to let you guys know, I really appreciate the council. You guys are very forward thinking. We do a lot of great projects here. The project we're working on with news and, the NCCA, the Newman Community Conservation Area and the parks and moving forward with the business park and trying to get that off the ground so we can have some jobs here. Those are all forward thinking things. So, I've been here since 2003, city manager since 2006, and I still enjoy going to work every day and working with you guys. And I really appreciate that. So that's all that I had, Mayor.
Thank you, Michael. And we appreciate all your effort and all your hard work, and especially with property taxing. That's a big thing for the last couple of years in my time here. So if we can get that out, that would be a big help to us and our community. Anybody have any questions for Michael?
Yeah, do you get any kickback out of luxury taxes?
What would you consider a luxury tax?
Well, you know, I have a boat and I just paid $187 for my boat to be parked in my garage for Stanislaus County. Luxury tax because I got a $17,000 boat. Come on. Does that any of that money come back to us?
That's through DMV. So.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not DMV. It comes right to Stanislaus County. Some guy he's a tax collector. That's what he is. So they'll put a lien on my house.
Yeah,
Come on.
You pay licensing fees on that boat. That's state of California right there.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's I should have kept the receipt, but Stanislaus, I don't believe it because in San Joaquin County, they got me for the motorhome, they got me for the boat, they got me for my truck, because everything was $30,000.
Oh my God.
Where's that money going to? You should look into, you can get some of that money back in this account, in this city. So
If they have it,
I'm
then-
fired up. You know what? I hate paying for something that I'm not getting anything use of.
That goes to Gavin and his buddies.
Let's not even go there, right? Let's move on. Let's move on.
Allie, you're up.
All right, gentlemen. So catching up with you guys here a little bit, we're ending our Fit Kids this week. This Thursday is our last Fit Kids Day. Just checking, are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We're ending our Fit Kids this week. Thank you to the fire department that came out last week. Officially, we'll end, our summer on a good note. Knock on wood, everything went good so far. Moving forward, we will have a movie night this Saturday. It'll start at dusk, so I'm assuming around 8 p.m. If you guys want to come out and check it out, we will have Raya and the Last Dragon playing. Public Works will be actually cooking out for us, so thank you to the ladies at Public Works. Miss Terry and Catherine will be helping us cook the hamburgers alongside all of our volunteers. We had a handful of volunteers last time, and I'm assuming we'll have the same as this time. And shout out to the DJ Dan, who is helping put our movie on at a very low cost for our community. So thank you to that. After that, with your consent now, I am going to go reach out to a whole bunch of vendors to get them down to our Newman Eats and our Fall Harvest Market. So that's coming around the corner. You're going to see a lot of newspaper ads, a lot of social media going out there to see if we can recruit some of our old vendors to come back to our downtown for this fall. So with that being said, and soccer officially has closed out. We are tentatively scheduled to start our first soccer game September 10th. So with that, I turn it back to you guys with any questions that y'all may have.
No, outstanding job as always. Anybody have questions for Allie?
Yeah, just, could you repeat the date for the movie nights and the time?
Absolutely. So the movie nights are Raya and the Last Dragon at Sherman Park on July 31st. August 14th, we have the movie Scoop. And then August 28th, we have the movie Aladdin. We added actually an extra movie this time around because of the low cost of us paying for the screen.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief Richardson?
Evening, Mayor, council members. Just one quick item tonight. That would be, this is K9 Aries' last day of work. As of the 31st, he will be retiring, but the way our schedule runs, tonight is his last shift. So if you happen to see him out and about, say goodbye and thank him for his service. We'll miss K9 Aries. We do plan on replacing him, but it will be with a new K9 handler. So Sergeant Williams has decided not to up and get a new dog. So we'll move on and give somebody else an opportunity. But I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Just curious, is the dog's last handler Ashley, Officer Ashley?
Yes.
Is she able to keep the dog?
Yeah, part of the city with the agreement that she'll purchase the dog back from the city.
That's great to hear. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Miss Williams and Aries for their dedication. to the city.
I have something I'd like to, pass by Chief. Basically, been hearing, from neighbors in reference to some people say it's fireworks, but some people are saying it's gunfire. I know that Chief Fire Chief has basically given citations out in reference to fireworks, but had you heard in reference to gunfire that is happening around in the city of Newman?
We've had a few calls in, I would say, the past month about shots fired. Some have, I believe one was determined to actually be a shots fired call where we discovered evidence of there was an actual shots fired. But other than that, they've all appeared to be fireworks calls.
Those, I mean, the rapid fire, kind of puts you in mind of those not being fireworks other than just gunfire.
Yeah, and I would encourage the community to call us when that happens, because they're not always calling our dispatch center and letting us know. We're catching it on social media the following day, or getting a message that our social media is not manned 24/7, and people like to put comments on our Facebook page, and it doesn't get checked until maybe the following day.
Right.
So if you do hear what you believe to be shots being fired, please call our dispatch center and let us know so we can get out there. Because the last one we did discover, it was after the fact, we actually received no calls on it at all.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. I don't see Lou on tonight. Am I missing him?
Lou's on vacation.
Okay, I hope he's enjoying his vacation. Catherine, you're up. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. Apologize for being late. I had technical difficulties. I don't have anything to report. We're still finishing out the current projects, and I'll take any questions. I'll give you a better update next time when I bring projects to you.
Anything for Catherine? Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
All right. Item 13, items from city council members. Oh, sorry.
What about Chief?
Chief Bowen. Chief Bowen, you're up.
Don't forget fire.
We're used to it at the fire department.
I thought you were taking a nap. I was going to let you be.
No, good evening, Council, Mayor. I just want to update you guys. So Dixie Fire, we have 3 of our local firefighters out there. So they're deployed until approximately August 4th, and we're expecting them to return home. The fire's estimated at over 208,000 acres right now, and it's only 23% contained. So they're doing well, high spirits. They're definitely getting some hard work in from the report I received yesterday. Also seen an increase in motor vehicle accidents, especially on I-5 corridor. So just want to encourage everyone to slow down. One of the accidents actually included 3 big rigs, with one of them catching fire and severely injuring one of the occupants. We're also seeing projection for increased temps over the next few days on Friday. So just prepare now, hydrate, and try to stay out of the sun, get shade breaks if you guys can. And then I just want to talk a little bit about the difference between flex alerts from PG&E and PSPS alerts. Flex alerts, they probably come across on some of your phones, and that's more pertaining to high heat events where people are running AC and a lot of electricity. And you'll see those come across. We're not really susceptible as often to those. And then PSPS tend to be triggered by wind events. So just so people, if they ask, you guys will understand the difference. One's a flex and one's a PSPS. So I can answer any other questions anyone might have.
Any questions for Chief?
None.
I'd like to say I have a couple people at work, kind of an area where there's commonly accidents, and they said kind of since you guys have put in the sleeper program, they've noticed a quicker response by fire. They said usually they'll hear the ambulance and the police, and then 2 or 3 minutes later the fire, and they're saying the fire's getting there before the ambulance and sometimes police. So it sounds like from the community's viewpoint, from people that are paying attention, that you guys are having quicker response times, and that's nice to hear.
That's correct. Our response time is now, after the tones are set, about 1.5 minutes. That's down from about 5 to 7 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Thank you for all your work on that project.
Thank you guys for the support.
Item 13, Councilman Ball.
Hey, just real quick, April with the Newman Fall Festival reached out to me. I imagine she reached out to the rest of you about possibly being in the Fall Festival parade. I told her the last thing I want to do is be solo or the parade. I don't believe there could be more than 2 of us in one vehicle because of quorum. So if anybody wants to sit in the back of the truck with me in the parade, reach out to me. Otherwise, I won't be in it. I don't want to sit in the back of my truck by myself in the parade.
I know a lot of times that we usually get set up closer to the parade time. Michael usually lets us know where they want us because we're usually an entrance at some point somewhere. And sometimes we're in the electric vehicles driving ourselves, 2 to a vehicle or in a car. It just kind of depends.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman McDonald.
I just want to say basically, and this, I really want to direct this towards the police chief and fire chief, is that we don't have a trauma center here on the west side. And sometimes it takes people like yourselves in those positions to sort of step out and sort of, lobby and push for these type of things. We have a location right now, which is over there at the Crow's Landing project, but it's not being pushed enough, not even with the board of supervisor for this district. I know when D Martini was on, me and him will talk, just talk about that project in terms of how urgent it is for us to have a trauma center here on the west side. So I'm hoping that in some category that you guys can sort of do an input in reference to having a trauma center on the west. It would make your jobs, especially you, Chief Bone, in terms of fire hazards and emergency calls for someone having an accident or having, getting sick or heart attack or something like that. It'd make your jobs much easier. So you guys basically could be sort of that lobbyist in terms of when the occasion might jump up, to sort of put your voice in that how essential it is for us to have a trauma center here on the west side. And that's all I have to say, and have a great, blessed evening for all of you.
Thank you. Scott?
Yeah, just real quick. Roy, I know you weren't able to be at the last meeting. I was able to give an update on the West Side Health Committee with Supervisor Condon. A lot of stuff is going on, and if you and I would like to speak in the next week or so, just to discuss some of the things that Supervisor Condon's working on, I'd love to get you caught up on that.
Okay, that sounds great. Cool.
Yeah. I know there, far as speaking what Councilman Ball's speaking of, is there is a push from the county supervisor to get something on the west side. So it's in the process. Obviously, you have to have the funding, people willing to come in, corporations willing to do that. So thank you guys. Councilman Pimentel?
I really don't have anything to say. That COVID's still out there. We need to be careful. Get your shots. That's about it.
Thank you. Pro Tem Candia?
Nothing tonight.
Okay. Thank you. And I have nothing. Thank you for everybody in the city for their continued hard work, and the chief and all your guys' hard work and dedication to our city. I appreciate it. Item number 14, adjourn the closed session. A conference with real property negotiators, Stanislaus County and Merced County, APN 054-050-079, BC 54956.8, agency negotiator Michael Holland, negotiating parties, City of Newman with Virginia C. Sequeira, 205 Trust, under negotiating price and term of payment. So at this time, I ask that we move to close the doors, closed session. Do I have a motion?
Second. Motion made.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we'll be moving to closed session. Lydia?
Thank you, Mayor. If you all give me just a second to move you all into your respective rooms.
Thank you.